Hello everyone, my name is Nathan and today it's time for another episode of Oxygen Not Included in the Ultimate Base 3.0. In the beginning of today's episode, I'm gonna go ahead and collect a little bit more petroleum. The rocket is actually already on its way, and I also discovered another planetoid in between the episodes with the exploration rocket right here. The planetoid is called Belchiel. We cannot oversee it just yet, but it doesn't look too interesting, as it only contains one single geyser. However, it is the planetoid with the moo biome, a animal I have never dealt with. So that could be interesting. I'm waiting for my rocket to discover this last target here, and then I'm gonna send it over into Belchiel's orbit in order to be able to oversee the planetoid. Looks like that is the case right now. We still have 12 tiles left. If I move over here, that would be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we should be able to do that. We go over here. We will be able to discover another question mark here, and then we'll make our way back. In the meantime, on Glowani, the nuclear reactor is doing exactly what it is supposed to do. It is running 10 steam turbines, 9 are maxed out and 1 isn't maxed out. So it seems to be the perfect balance so far. The only thing I want to experiment around with is the timing now and the amount we are feeding the research reactor. You let me know that we are going to be using 1 kilogram of uranium per 120 seconds, so every 2 minutes. Let's change that to 1 kilogram, and I kind of want to see if that holds true. In the meantime, on the main planetoid, however, we are done pumping out the room here. It's just a matter of time now. This is going to kind of disappear, so we can already go ahead and take apart the pumps and all the infrastructure we set up to get things out of there. We'll be removing that cabling as well, and then we need to do some cleanup, obviously. We do not want all of these items remaining in here. And then, after a while, we'll be able to open this up, but not quite yet. This needs to disappear, this hydrogen. Also, I'm filling up this bit right here with petroleum, since very hot items are going to be landing in there. But of course, we are actively cooling this part with supercoolant. Actually, it looks like we already landed on crew deal, and yeah, we're trapped inside the module. This is good. By the way, I forgot to hook up the bathroom, so we're gonna have some messes, but right now I'm filling these up with petroleum because we are lacking it already again. And I just wanted to make sure that our current petroleum boiler actually has something to do. I'm gonna dump 1 more bottle of petroleum in here, and that's gonna be fine. We can then close off this room and set up the power transformer. Then we have everything. Rockets in orbit. Yeah. Now we can oversee the planetoid of Belchiel. We got some new plants here. Gas grass. And I guess all the moose and whatever else we can find. Now we're gonna remain in here because we can discover these 3 tiles here. And then we're gonna make our way back. Before I forget, we need a little bit of liquid here on the floor in order to effectively cool this down. Maybe we can deconstruct some things here, set up a tile and then a bottle emptier. Yeah, there we go. The vacuum is slowly creeping up now. There's my bottle emptier. What liquid are we gonna take? Supercoolant, of course. What am I thinking? Also, just a quick look at crew deal. Are we done loading? No. Now, with everything being a vacuum, it's time to disassemble these tiles, including the ladder. And of course, we can also set up the power transformer. Let's do that with copper. We have plenty of that. Oh, is that my first or second bottle? I don't know, but it feels like there is enough liquid. Yeah, let's just get rid of that now. Also, we need to wrap up this part. Need this one here enclosed with the airflow tiles. In the meantime, my Explorer rocket is done, which means we can bring her back. And it's just enough fuel to do so. And this way we're gonna be exploring the rest of the tiles now, especially wherever we have question marks. I especially want to know where the temporal tear is. Also, we don't need this switch enabled anymore. Yeah, it can now follow the other logic we have set up. Okay, wonderful. I think we are done here. This is the last room we need to close off. Do this with a high priority, and then we can probably already test it out. Actually, one more thing we shouldn't forget is to fill this room up here with some initial water. We can probably do this cheaply by just grabbing some of these pipes here. Let's not even do that with insulated pipes. We're gonna be bringing them over here. Quickly hop over into the liquid vent we already set up. In the meantime, we're almost done here on Crew Deal, loading up the petroleum. However, we do have much more. We have an infinite supply, as long as we bring some water along every now and then, maybe with every third delivery of petroleum. There it is, the procedure completed. Let's switch target again. We go back to the main planetoid. There it goes, and we can indeed land on any rocket platform we wish currently, because all three are fed by the same system basically. There's my bridge, and finally the water is incoming. I just want to fill up a little bit here, it doesn't really matter. And of course we can automatically fuel up this rocket again. I just love the system. Okay, here we go. Now we have almost 300 kilograms. That should be enough. I'm just gonna cut this off right there. We'll allow the rest in and then disassemble the pipes. Wonderful. After cleaning this up, I can then truly close the room. And we should be able to get our own petroleum boiler running on this planetoid. Though, admittedly, one thing I forgot is to hook up the oil pipes. Let's see, we'll be coming out of here, I'm presuming. So I'm just gonna be making my way over here. That seems to be the easiest course of action. And then I'm gonna be taking over the pipe with the supercoolant here. We don't need the supercoolant to go down here any longer. So instead I'm gonna be hopping over here and we're gonna be cutting these pipes. Now I can go straight down. We'll be going all the way to this point, then over and down, I guess. Let's play it safe for now and keep on the outside. I would imagine that in the future I'm actually making another setup for the oil somewhere nearby. So yeah, I would imagine we can set up an oil reservoir here, and then at the bottom we're gonna be keeping the petroleum storage and the generators. Say we need a whole bunch of liquid reservoirs here, starting as of this point. Just daisy chain them over. Have one here, there and there. And this is then gonna become my future oil storage. I like that. Oil is gonna be coming directly from the rockets. So instead of going over here like the petroleum, we would be leading it towards the other direction and maybe straight down here. Yeah. That kind of makes sense, though we would have to refurbish our current system. So instead of going up here, we just move over, go down, go beneath everything, and then we would be going all the way down into this pipe in order to provide the oil. Wow, honestly, this looks like it's gonna be adding up perfectly. Alrighty, we're back. It is a couple of cycles later. I had to get back in there and do some complicated stuff. I even had to pump out this room again. I closed this off. What I had to do is add this heavy watt conductive joint plate that I forgot. And while I was doing that, I closed off the room and added another heavy watt conductive joint plate. Unfortunately, I made it out of copper, didn't realize it, but I had to pump out this room again, so I cannot be bothered to do it over again. It's just what it is. But my goal is accomplished. I now have all of these wires combined with the power spine on the right side. And it is leading all the way over to our future petroleum generator room. You can see we made some substantial progress here with the liquid reservoirs, and now I'm just waiting for all the pipes to be built. So the first step is going to be to move all the oil over into the new location. Another thing I would like to see is a transit tube access point. Now this room, is this going to be hot? No, I don't think so. I'm going to cool this down so we can build it out of aluminium or whatever. Say we'll have our transit tube access point right here on top of aluminium tiles. Then we can add a whole bunch of liquid reservoirs in order to store the petroleum up to this point. Yeah, I'm gonna need to leave this open for the cabling, and the cabling goes on the top, but it will be able to supply the generators we might build. The petroleum generators themselves are gonna require 4 tiles in height, and we can set up about 5 of them, which technically is perfect because they suck 2 kilograms per second and we can fit 10 kilograms in a pipe. This actually leaves me the space for a smart battery that we're gonna set up here. And now I'm gonna switch all this wire to heavy watt conductive wire. And as a matter of fact, we're also gonna exchange this wire. And of course, hook up all of the generators. And we wanna make sure we got the automation in place. So from the battery through all the generators. Wonderful. All the generators are gonna reside on aluminium tiles as well, including the battery. This is gonna result in a layer of polluted water at the bottom. It is then gonna swap over and accumulate here. Now, of course, we're also gonna be wallpapering this up. I'm gonna be using abyssallite here as well. All of that needs to be tiled up. Oh yeah, this is gonna be a huge pleasure to build. Also, I almost forgot, but this power transformer was activated and therefore it overheated, so I built another liquid lock here, and all we have to do is remove these 2 tiles and I should be able to get in there. Also build these 2 ceramic tiles that I completely forgot about, and then we'll also have the supercoolant in there to actually cool this down, this power transformer. There we go. Hopefully that all worked out. Yes. Now we can fix that and that. Somebody just needs to repair the power transformer now. The question is just, what are we gonna do with the bottom of this room? If we were to set up a second row of petroleum generators, we would have to set up a second pump as well, or we eventually feed this one with ethanol in the future. That means I could technically set up another row here of aluminium tiles, have my petroleum generators on top of it, and that still leaves me the space to set up pumps and carbon skimmers. But where would we store the ethanol? What if we don't have as many generators for the ethanol, but we have some liquid reservoirs here? Actually, let's get that in perspective. We need the space for our transit tube here, which is gonna go up and over. Then we'll add a whole bunch of reservoirs for the petroleum. And the last reservoir gets automatically filled by this line before the petroleum continues to wherever we need it next. For instance, the supercoolant. But it is first going to fill up all of these reservoirs just like that. And then from the reservoirs we simply extract it, we bring it over and down into the petroleum generators. Next up we could have a bunch of liquid reservoirs for the ethanol, and then we only have 3 generators to... Oh no, I cannot actually place them. Yeah, actually thinking about it, we don't need this bottom layer, we can just move the tiles 1 block down. This would then allow me to place 3 of these generators, and then finally we can have our carbon skimmer here, including 2 pumps on either side. So we don't necessarily need those ladders, we are going to exchange them with pumps. The ethanol is going to be coming from some contraption, filling up these reservoirs, and then from the reservoirs into the generators, obviously. Actually, thinking about it, let's also do alternating patterns here, so the generators are going to be fed a little more evenly. And then finish all of the abyssalite wallpaper. Well, I guess that's some building project. Let's actually launch another rocket here. The Explorer rocket. Where should we go next? Probably somewhere here. Yeah, I want to know what this question mark holds. Goodbye, Ellie. Have fun. Whee! Just to have a little giggle, should we activate this contraption now? No, wait. I need to wait for the power cable to be completely built. But something we can activate is this machine here. So everything above 0 I would like to cool down. This is also not dangerous because the petroleum, I believe, let's actually see, petroleum has a freeze point of minus 57 degrees. However, another question is, how are we gonna cool down this room here with all the petroleum generators? The easiest way would be to just use the cooling loop we already established here. So all we would have to do is take a little detour down. We would then be using radiant pipes to cool each layer down. So let's just do the pipes here and there. And that also means we need to exchange some of the stuff with bridges to make that possible. This actually leads to more conflicts than necessary. I think I'm gonna cut the pipes here. What I'm gonna do is go straight over instead and be using this real estate. So all of this can go and it's gonna make things much cleaner. Instead, the oil is going to be coming down this way. Have a little bridge here. That means we don't need all of this piping either. I want to do it differently. It's going to add up a little bit better if we extract the oil this way and go down there. So now this is the petroleum line coming from downstairs. And right next to it, we have the oil line. Let's make this even smoother with a bridge right there. Okay, maybe I'm going to get some of that stuff built before we continue so we can keep the overview. Alrighty, will you look at this, we're actually almost done with the build. I did realize a couple of mistakes. First and foremost, we did not put any liquid here in order to cool things down. That is a great mistake, and also I forgot my insulated ceramic tile right there. The reason I want that there is so that my pipes will never overheat even if we start to fill up the second layer of magma. So I decided to make another sneaky liquid lock inside of here. This is now a vacuum. We should be able to get quickly in there in order to build this before the volcano erupts again. So I want to make sure this is highest priority. And then we'll have to think about how we get in here to set up the liquid. What could we do to make that happen? Man, I don't really know. We might have to get rid of that reservoir first. Why can I not build here? Ah, we have our conductive wire going through here. That is a problem. This way we can set up a bottle emptier here, and this is gonna be supercoolant. We have somebody scolding. Are you building the tile? Yes, Ellie is... Wait. You go... Oh, I forgot. I don't have an Atmos suit here. I mean, it looks like she's capable of building it before she dies, right? Yeah. I'm so sorry, Ellie. But it looks as though she is getting out of there safely. Yeah. I'm just gonna put her here in the bed. Okay, so now we only have to solve the other problem here by pouring some... No, supercoolant, that's what we want. A little bit, that's probably enough. 26 kilograms, yes, that's more than enough. We don't need more than that. What we're gonna do is open this up now. And just to be on the safe side, I'm only gonna open up this single block here. There it goes in, and it's still a vacuum. Thankfully, we just need to mop this up, let the supercoolant settle. I also installed a mini liquid pump here that is simply gonna pump the polluted water over into the polluted water pipe here. I probably need to be a little bit careful here. If I build both blocks, then some liquid is gonna spill over and then we have the disaster again. So I'm gonna build this block first, then we do the mopping. No, if I do the mopping now, then I will share the gases. Oh man, I don't think this is gonna go well. It's gonna spill over. Yeah, crap, that's what I figured. So all we have to do is get back in there one more time and then we should be good. But geez, it never ends with the small little details. There we go, it finally worked out. We can close this off and rebuild everything we took apart. I decided to go with a 2-pump setup here. However, I need to pump this out this way. And also, I only want to pump if we detect above, let's say, 5 kilograms of carbon dioxide. And for now, I'm just gonna dump it here into the world. Now, as for the cooling loop, the way it's gonna work is we go out the liquid reservoir here, and then it's gonna wiggle around with a bunch of radiant pipes going through the floor, just like that. And this actually kind of added up nicely, as you can see. And then we can join back the loop here again. I think we can already get the oil rolling. All I have to do is connect this pipe, and then we get the initial oil we stored over there. There's the oil trucking along, and it's gonna go into these liquid reservoirs. And in the future, it's not gonna come from the left side, but from this pipe here on the top. Before I forget, I'm also gonna set up the battery, 95% here, and this is gonna be our new 20%. So it's gonna be our backup power in general, but we'll be using it the more this power here doesn't work anymore. But it also means we'll be able to get rid of our coal generators for good. Yeah, they weren't even active the last 5 cycles. Not that much that it matters anyway. But let's just finish all the piping here. And what went wrong there? Can you act normal? Thank you. Okay, now we connect this, disconnect that, and reconnect this, which means we're not going to be having enough supercoolant in there. Also, I accidentally built these pipes here out of granite, but yeah, I don't think that actually matters. However, I would like to be consistent with the loops. So now the supercoolant will go through each level, joining up with the original loop. And yeah, as you can see, we don't have enough packets to actually cover the entire loop. But I feel like we're going to be fixing that the next time. Now, what's happening here? My oil already arrived at the top, so we're ready with that too. So as a last deed for today's episode, we're going to enable the petroleum boiler, see if it works. The beginning is going to be a little bit shady because I have to switch the stages manually, right? I guess right now I would like to send a red signal, and the upper door should open within 30 seconds. There we go, we're filling up this tile, and I guess at this point we set this to below again. So right now it will be sending, let me think. It will be sending a green signal when I do that, opening up the door or reversing the doors, and then immediately send a red signal again. I guess let's just try it. Come on, come on, come on. Open up. Yes, we got our drop in there. And now the whole thing is being reversed. So this tile can fill up again. And we are... Sometimes this is just so disappointing, isn't it? Okay, I need that steel tile in here. However, that also means I will have to do the entire liquid log from before. Oh, jeez. I'm gonna be using nuclear waste this time around. It's a little bit easier to control. We just want a teensy tiny little bit. This is gonna swap over, isn't it? It's 13 kilograms. I guess what we could do is take apart the block already, and then everything that is too much for the single tile is gonna swap over. There, nuclear waste is sticking to the tile. That's good. That means we can open this up, build the steel tile, and then close it again. Hello, can please somebody build this metal tile? That would be great. Camille, you're my most trusted duplicant. What are you doing? Ah, Ellie is taking over for you. Okay, there it goes. Now we need to pick up this ceramic piece, like, really quickly. Ellie is doing the honors, and we are closing the contraption again, so everything is working. And now the door is heating up, and the oil as well. We did not have enough magma in there. Yeah, it wasn't able to form a full tile. I guess we have to wait for the next active phase of the volcano to see that in full action. So that was somewhat disappointing to see. Ellie is now storing the materials. Where are you going? Somewhere, yeah, to my storages here for the igneous rock. Oh well, I've seen worse things happen. Now we just have to wait for the next episode to see everything unfold. But there we go. I'm actually pretty happy with this build, especially because it integrates very well into the current module. So I will be pleased to see this unfold in the next episode. But with that out of the way, thank you so much for watching, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. Have a great time and see you in the next one. Bye bye.